First breath I took a life too surreal. Second breath I took was the pivot and strike, finish the kill. Influenced by might with every sickness reveal. I'm gonna pay back, fuck a dollar bill. Remain calm as the pressure build. Gotta endure until I let this pump select my foes in memory and every teal. I only live to do my master's will. And shoot PK, motherfucker. Ain't no cowards on this battlefield. Gone straight but made greater in my return. Left in my mistakes. Every error was a lesson learned. Now I don't rule, let's see get approved. Won't take a step till they get confirmed. Armed and tape, it was made for our sakes. March like a tank. One step will make the ground shake. My people sick in their head, Lord, let this truth spread like an outbreak and bring hell and them crackers can't escape. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I'm gonna pay back for the scars in the slave memoirs. Till Christ arrive, I can't let it slide. Ignore the lies. The only free will that's before your eyes. It's life or death, nigga, you decide. This heaven was made for me and my fellow. I patiently wait with my eyes on the sparrow, and I pull the trigger while my lips kiss the barrel. Before I ever let a white bitch do me like Othello. I want out this wicked life like Romello. By any means, this devil pulling strings like Geppetto. Lay hold on this brotherhood. I swear I never let go. And fuck that silver spoon, got too much love for the ghetto. And the score set up with BB, I die for the cause. Just to hear them angels applaud. And I'm true by every word I say. Cause I know my victory on the way. You want it? Nigga, walk this way. This life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. Could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so good? Cause it's real, I be walking with the angels. Boy, this life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. Could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so good? Cause it's real, I be walking with the angels. Boy, I can't be touched. Can't do it in clutch. They hate but they can't doubt us. We princes of the power, what you know about us? Evil all around us. But a nigga straight, I told you I can't be touched. Only angels walk at my pace. And I'm grateful for the words that had me delivered. I'm hungry for the glory, but I ain't eating till I feed my next. One West, what I die for. Attire out the book of numbers, this rifle from the Archangel Michael. My niggas rebels, you can't deny them. It's 144. I be running to and fro with the Allah higher. My youth became soldiers. Ain't no folding, no pretending. We in it for them crowns, fuck friends. We walk the million. In the election ascensions, I hold my back and through. Give a damn what a bitch think. As long as my niggas know I'm true. Which made you kind to get success. You make it through the eye of the street, nigga. I be his life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. Could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so good? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels. Boy, I can't be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. Could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so good? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels. Boy, I can't be touched.
Sure. Y'all can still lock it for the police.
A bond outside.
Where?
In the car. So, like, you said we can do what? You said we can do what?
Now, y'all start making the plates. So.
Test 1, 2. Two. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster.
Y'all can expect her to be. Hi.
Lord said,
What's up,
confession good for the soul.
Who?
So right now, all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call. To be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top door. Funny how we see better than not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord to kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas.
You deal with her. Let them deal with the food.
Same ones claim they love you. I had no life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But they teach you take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh. Even though we did the wrong thing, my life would been a lot different if I fell up on the wrong street. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas. Not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the friend. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions
Confirm
that
that
I made
first.
before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design. Cause when you in the streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and no restrictions. My father said I hard had to make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In the place where black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on Lake Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court, found in DC school. I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and I started running fast. All it was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Isupk until it hit the fan. I want power and a throne, nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand, gotta promote this brand. Correct whole multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crown, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone more mighty and make me this hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jail. Shit, I needed help. But I was locked up in the judge put man on the shelf. Heavy cries, it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie, pop smoke. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponents. Go ahead, stack your cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. You gotta hope yourself by atonement. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Free doing all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a It's funny, not amazing. Purchase your tracks today.
You know the people been waiting for a minute for something authentic. Came in the truth and bossed in it, made niggas recruit. Had to shed light on the false image. You became whole court. Now who the fuck won scrimmage to words for soft fix? What is? Good riddance, don't affiliate with feminine symptoms. I know you feel me, nigga. This is death threat to hip hop. You don't stop that weak shit. I'ma mix your lean with some grimlock. When the last time you heard it this raw? What I wish for's when the earth inherited by the piss fall. We've been to war, them the ones I'm taking risks for. Ain't got no pics or no cars to hold. Holy angels watch my steps and block down my soul. Can't let them leave my body cold. I know you feel me, nigga. Let the wicked weep and the meek prevail. God never been 50-50. I should now wake to sleep a cell. Let the righteous cry, silence the pretender. A rebel without a cause, as long as I remember. That taking the kingdom, the only thing on my agenda. Can't avoid me, nigga. Middle finger to the ones that try to destroy me. Revenge of beauty, I'm a beast. I told that bitch she can't eat unless she join me for dinner. My God ain't got no regard for a sinner. One call fall on them like timber. I know you feel me, nigga. In the eyes of terror, I stand still. Go to work for the colony, bring it back to the anthill. What's everything I drop? Heavy as an anvil. Show you how to stand like a man in the stand field.
About 20 minutes, and then take it out.
Fuck equality, it gotta
What?
be one man win, and the rest lose. Ways devastating, I'm calculating my next move. You became a real nigga, seek refuge. Body shots for pause, that'll get you bruised. My niggas home ranker, check your little attitude. I came to fuck up your mood on your little holiday like I'm Mr. Scrooge. Resurrected from the grave, walking from the fall. Bitches in my eyes, gripping the mic, screaming God bless the underdog down by the letter. And live by the protocol, walk by faith, not by sight. Ain't no hope for getting struck. Life back to a war, resist, or get poured into a world that never left. I will endure, election will be sure, correction will be swift. No Will Smith, but I am legend. What else would you call the killer of deception? A leader got soldiers on post in every direction. All gold like a German shepherd, young and a restless, swear honor like a diamond necklace. I know you feel me, nigga.
Purchase your tracks today. It's funny, not amazing.
All right, everybody, get the Lord a hand. Get the Most High a hand. You understand? Feast of dedication, Hachaanaakah. You know, what the world and the Jewish white man says, Happy Hanukkah. We don't say that up in here. You understand? Ain't no Happy Hanukkah. All right. The devils, they got it wrong. But the ISPK and the Commander Junior Hannah, we got it right. All right. And we're gonna turn around. We're gonna go over the story. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna have you start on. 1 second. Go to First Maccabees 4 and start at 52 and read down in the mic, nice and loud.
First Maccabees chapter 4.
Chapter 4 verse 52.
Chapter 4, verse 52. Now on the 25th day of the 9th month,
Is it on? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
which is called the month Caslu, in the 148th year. They rose up betimes in the morning and offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings, which they had made. Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it. Even in that was it dedicated with songs and citherns and harps and cymbals.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the God of heaven, who had given them good success. And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days and offered burnt offerings with gladness and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise. They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold and with shields, and the gates and the chambers they renewed and hanged doors upon them. Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away.
The reproach of the who?
The heathen.
The reproach of the heathen, it was put away. All right. Now this is the end conclusion of why we celebrate the Feast of Dedication. But now we're going to go into why it even happened in the first place. What took place? All right. Now go to First Maccabees 1 and start at verse 1. And we're going to read down to verse 15. Because this here, it's like real quick before you start. This is absolutely an amazing story. You understand? It's like so similar to what we're going through today. You know what I'm saying? In this fight for the kingdom, it's the Isupk versus all the slaves, right? And we're going through the same thing right now today. We're gonna show you how. All right, go ahead, read.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chetem.
Who knows who this is? Alexander, what's his name? Alexander, go ahead.
The Great.
This is Alexander the Great. Everybody knew about him. I mean, they taught him so much in school. You know what I'm saying? When I was coming up, you can't forget the guy's name. Alexander the Great. He was so great to them because he went around murdering and killing everybody for them to be in power, for them to be in the position that they are in. Right? Keep going.
Had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. Okay.
So he ended up taking over Greece. Keep going.
And made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth.
Okay, so he went around warring with everybody, killing everybody. Keep going.
And went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted.
He said, what did he do? Read that again.
He took spoils of many nations.
He took spoils of many nations. Keep going. So he's taking their goods. All right, keep going.
Insomuch that the earth was quiet before him.
Insomuch the earth was quiet before him, meaning that they want what they say on Friday when Debo come around. I'll be quiet, but when he leave, I'll be talking again.
Right.
They knew better than even speak. You understand? So much when this cat came around because he was such a murderer. You understand? Go ahead, Salaki. Y'all too loud in the back. Go ahead, brother. Read.
Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up, and he gathered a mighty strong host.
Okay, what does the word exalted mean? What does it mean to be exalted? Go ahead.
Lift it up.
Who?
Lift it up.
Lift it up. Yeah, absolutely. Lift up. Like in power, a powerful position, right? This cat was exalted, right? And why was he so exalted? Because he was such a murderer. Keep going.
And ruled over countries and nations and kings
Mm-hmm.
who became tributaries unto him.
So they ended up paying tributaries to him, Alexander the Great. He took everything that they had, then he turned around and want some more money. Start paying, like your monthly bills, like your, you know what I'm saying, your taxes and all of that. You got to pay that constantly, right? That's what other nations have started doing to him, paying. If you wanted to live, you paid. Keep going.
And after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
Okay, so he ended up getting sick, got COVID-19. I'm just kidding. It wasn't COVID, but he ended up getting sick, right? And he was like, man, this one right here, what was that, Fred Sanford? He always, something would happen, and he'll say, oh my God, this is the big one right here. Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey. This is the big one. This is the one right here for to take me out. And that's what he did. He thought to himself, like, man, I'm so damn sick. I know I'm about to die. And then what did he do? Keep going.
Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth.
Mm-hmm.
And
So he did what? He brought in who?
his servants,
That was what?
honorable.
That he felt that was honorable, right? Because in the white man's army, and you know what I'm saying, in his offices and whoever he got around him, he got some that are honorable, and he know there's some that's not. You understand? So he said, you know what? Bring the people to me that's honorable, people that I trust, people that's down with me, right? The people that's by my side, people that never played me or never did me wrong. That's what he said. Bring in them honorable people and let's talk to them. Keep going.
And parted his kingdom among them
Mm-hmm.
while he was yet alive.
Among who? Who was the people he parted it with?
His servants.
The ones that were what?
Honorable.
Honorable. Damn right. He turned around and he parted his kingdom while he was alive. He said, man, look, you take this, you take that, because I know I'm finna die. But ain't no sweat hurt. You had this, you had that, and just handle it. Go ahead. You know what he must have had Parkinson's or something. You know, white people get that. White people get Parkinson's and then die. Get cancer and then die. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, must have been something like that. Keep going.
So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
Okay. So after that 12 years, he ended up dying. Right? Go ahead. Keep reading.
And his servants bare rule everyone in his place.
Okay, so the people that he had divided up his things to and gave them power to service, the ones that was honorable, they remained in their place. They still had power and control and authority over wherever they, whatever he gave them. Go ahead, keep going.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
Uh-oh. Keep going.
So did their sons after them many years.
Mm-hmm.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
So guess what? It grew. You understand? More and more evil going on in the earth. After these guys, they crowned themselves. You see what I'm saying? They you know how black folks say in the house, you didn't got beside yourself. These cats got beside themselves. Keep going, and they sons. You understand? Because look, they daddy in power. You know how white people are. You understand? I remember when I was working for Anheuser-Busch, Augie Bush, one of his sons, I think it was his youngest son, if I'm not mistaken, turned around and he was such a piece of garbage. The dude he was a full-fledged alcoholic, and he would jump in his helicopter and fly it all around. He'd be flying all over the top of Anheuser-Busch drunk, land that thing on top of Anheuser-Busch drunk. He turned around. He was such an alcoholic. He turned around and he murdered a lady in his car. You know what I'm saying? Had an accident, driving drunk. You know what happened to him? Nothing. You see what I'm saying? So he's like, in a sense, one of them sons that turned around and crowned themselves. and then evil increased. Right? He did a lot more things than that. But I know that was like the latest thing that I heard about him when I was working there, is that he had murdered a woman in a car accident and did absolutely no time at all for driving around drunk. Go ahead, keep going.
And there came out of them a wicked root.
It came out of them a wicked root, right? That's all that ever comes out of white people.
Right.
You can count on that. You understand? Nothing righteous is gonna come out of them. Look at the sons. None of them turned around and did anything right after they father. They took right after their fathers and was murderers and was evil as could be. And then here comes a more wicked root. Keep going.
Antiochus, surname Epiphanes.
Epiphanes. Yeah, that was his name.
Son of Antiochus the king.
And surname mean like your nickname, right? Also called something else. You know how our kids, you name them after their daddy, Lil John, but then you call them Buckethead. You understand? That's like his surname, Epiphanes, right? But his name was Antiochus. Keep going.
Who had been an hostage at Rome,
Mm-hmm.
and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Okay, keep going.
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Okay, now these are the leaders that they're talking about that went out of Israel. It was wicked. Keep going.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
With who?
With the heathen.
Let's go and make a covenant with the heathen. This is what these wicked men said. This is the same thing that these wicked men are saying today. Is that we all should just turn around and get along with white people. They're going to be in the kingdom of heaven. God love them too. They're constantly persuading people, aren't they? They're constantly persuading people that, man, let's just go. Let's work for them, get a good job, get a few dollars, and everything will be all right for us. Keep going.
That are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Okay, so you see what the leaders are saying? It's since we departed from them, we've had much sorrow. I swear. In that book that we got, The Memoirs of a Slave, they actually said that once I was freed, he said, I seen horrible days. But in slavery, you was getting the snot beat out of you.
Right.
You was chained up. You understand? You were seeing your people get lynched right before your eyes. Your children got sold. Hell, he probably got sold. You understand? All kinds of atrocious acts committed against our people back in slavery. And this man said it was better when he was back at home with his master. And guess what? This is what they still saying. These are not the same times here. This is several thousands of years before. You understand? This is thousands of years before slavery even happened. And this is what our people are saying. Read it again.
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us.
And who are the heathen?
The other nations.
The other nations of people, absolutely. Mainly white people. What the hell are we seeking to make a covenant, make an agreement with them for? When they never come forth with their agreement, they never end up doing right by their agreement. Look, we just, and when I say we, I ain't talking about us in the Isupk, I'm talking about black people. We just celebrated one of the worst holidays that you could ever celebrate. All of them are a sin. You understand? And they are evil days to even think about celebrating. But we turned around and celebrated the murder and the death and the robbery of the Native Indians. We made turkey and stuffing in remembrance of what happened to our brothers and sisters back then. And what year did that even take place? 16 something. I forgot what year it was when that took place. You understand? When a great massacre among our people happened, man. You understand? And we turned around and now today we're celebrating it. we're making candy yams and cranberry sauce and greens and macaroni and cheese and dinner rolls. You understand? Now you're celebrating it like it's the thing to do. But our people, guess what? They've been doing the same thing, man. They love selling out to the other nations of people. Instead of them serving our God, we rather serve those people. Keep going.
So this device pleased them well.
So the device pleased them well. That's in Ecclesiastes, to where the Most High made, I'm paraphrasing, Most High made man upright, but he has sought out many devices. You understand? We would go about and seek out any other thing to do rather than just simply serve God. It's just as simple as that. Obeying the Lord. Like that is, man. It's so much better to obey than to be, disobedient. Like it's ridiculous. You will have a much better life. Crackheads will have their teeth. You understand? Some sisters will have their virginity. A lot of things would not be taking place right now if we would turn around and actually serve the Lord. 8,000 of our brothers wouldn't be getting murdered every year due to black on black crime. 16,000 of our daughters wouldn't be going missing every year. They wouldn't be getting sex trafficked. And you know why our children are the target? Because guess what? We have no protection. They know it ain't no fathers at home. They know it's just the mothers. They know we can get over on them. I know some people. My cousin was married to a sister, and her daughters used to walk up and down Cherokee from school by themselves, school and home. And it was a devil. I don't know if you remember hearing about that. They got caught molesting some little girls on Cherokee in his store. That was my cousin. That was his wife children. You understand? All four, I think it was four of them. All four of them little girls was getting molested by this white bastard for some goddamn candy and some chips out of his store. That's what he was doing. But these things would not take place if we would simply serve the Lord. Keep going.
The insurgents of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Look, they was in so deep, they went straight to the king. They was like, damn, that we need this, we need that. So he said, okay, well, I'm gonna give you a license, right? And not an actual card. You understand? Like a license today, but just saying he gave them permission to do what they was doing. Keep going. And it said after the ordinance of the heathen. So just take like the holidays, and you know how they forcing homosexuality and lesbianism on our people, these different alternative lifestyles and all this nonsense. That's what that's talking about. The way that they live, he said, okay, you know what? Y'all can do that now. Y'all can do just as we do. Keep going.
Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen.
Yeah, this ain't talking about Bally's or Planet Fitness. Everybody likes Planet Fitness. You understand? This ain't talking about Planet Fitness where you go into the gym to get swole. This is where they turned around and had sport and things like that. You understand? They turned around and built a stadium for them to have sports. Keep going.
And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief.
And who did that? Who were it said they made themselves uncircumcised. Who did that? Go ahead.
Was it Israel?
Israel, absolutely. This is what Israel took and did. You understand? They turned around and said, you know what, man, we want to join them. We want to be down with them. So this is what we're going to do right here. We're going to be uncircumcised. Now, we know that the circumcision is of the penis, right? So it's not talking about that because you can't uncircumcise that. You can't go back and, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even want to touch that thing. It's all, leave that alone. You understand? Talking about circumcising something. Not as no grown man. Okay? Thank God my mother did it when I was little. But just saying, you can't do that. So what is he talking about? Go ahead.
So like your mind.
Your heart, damn right. They became uncircumcised. They didn't give a damn about the laws anymore. So where it said they forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. They was doing any and every damn thing they wanted to do. Same way our people is doing today. Same way our people is doing today. I seen a brother today with a, you know how they got an American Express card? He had American Success on his shirt, and brother ain't nowhere near successful. Nowhere near successful, but got that on his shirt as if he doing something. We ain't gonna be able to be successful in this place and be like them. You understand? You ain't gonna do it. You might get a little money. Look at what all of the entertainers and the rappers and all of these people that turn around and do anything for some money. They don't have their lives they ain't flourishing. They look good for a minute. They all end up broke. I done checked on so many football players that's been in the game for a long time, and damn, they broke. They ain't got no money. You understand? But got millions of dollars in contracts every damn year. Like, what in the hell is the problem? Something ain't right somewhere. You know what it is? Mainly is because our people do not serve God. They done made that agreement with the heathens. Ain't nothing wrong with playing football. But you serve the Lord and play football. That's what you do. Nothing wrong with being a rapper. But you serve the Lord and be a rapper. You understand? But they don't. You understand? The majority of them do all kinds of drugs, sleep with all kinds of hoes, marrying them. Going to pick strippers, marrying them. You understand? Every song is rapping about selling dope and killing people and sleeping with your wife and all your women and all of that nonsense. Okay? But this is what they took and did. All right? Skip down to verse, I believe verse 30. Skip down to 30. Because what happened in between her is this is where the king, when it took over Epiphanes or Antiochus, went and he said, you know what? I'm going to turn around and I'm going to be in control of Greece and I'm going to turn around and control Egypt too. So he said, you know what? I'm going to make war with them. And the king of Egypt was actually scared of him. You understand? So they ran. He just was like, hey, they coming, man, go. And then, of course, you know what I'm saying? When you running in a fight, you're going to get caught. You understand? Just think about movies that you see to where they they got the guns, they war, and the people is bagging up and running. You running, you gonna get shot. You understand? So that's what ended up happening. They started catching them, and a lot of them got killed. You understand? And he ended up controlling and taking over Egypt as well. And then once he got done with Egypt, this is what he thought to turn around and do. He thought he wanted to come and attack Israel after that. Go ahead.
Verse 30. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit.
Hold on, Salaki. Salaki, keep going. Go to 16. I'm sorry.
Salaki, go to 16.
Go back to 16. I said go down to 30. I'm sorry, Salaki. I want you at First Maccabees 1 and verse 16. Now, keep reading.
Verse 16. Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of 2 realms.
Okay, since I just explained that, skip to 20. Skip to verse 20. I wanted you at 20, not 30. I'm sorry, Salaki. Come on with it.
Verse 20. And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Israel and Jerusalem.
And he went up against us now. Keep going.
With a great multitude. And entered proudly into the sanctuary.
He entered proudly into the sanctuary like it was no issue, no problem, No swear. I'm finna go up here and take and do whatever I want to do. That's what he said. Keep going.
And took away the golden altar
Mm-hmm.
and the candlestick of light
Mm.
and all the vessels thereof.
Now, what's the candlestick?
Salaki.
The
Our menorah.
the menorah. Damn right. Keep going.
And the table of the shewbread, and the pouring vessels, and the vials, and the censers of gold,
Mm-hmm.
and the veil, and the crowns, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off.
Mm-hmm.
He took also the silver and the gold, and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre, and spoken very proudly.
Mm-hmm. So you know, white people always brag on what they do to us. It's always funny what they do to us. Keep going.
Therefore there was great mourning in Israel, in every place where they were, so that the princes and elders mourned, the virgins and young women were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. Every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that
Mm-hmm.
sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion.
So just think about it. You understand? When a say when a fight break out in the hood, right? People be confused. They be with their cameras. They be like, "Damn, what's going on? Why is all this stuff going on? Why is this happening?" Right? Because this king, they ain't had nothing to do with this guy. They didn't even know that this was coming. So now it's all kinds of confusion going on. Keep going.
And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Mm-hmm. So he ain't just come by himself. You understand? Guess what would happen if you wouldn't pop that change? You say that back in the hood. If you ain't give me that money, that's what that means. Pop that change. If he ain't give him that money, what do you think will happen when he got a great multitude with him? You already know. Keep going.
And spake peaceable words unto them.
He spoke nice, and so he got 100 men with him, boy. But then he just talked to you all nice and calm. Hi, buddy. Do you have a minute? Can I talk with you for a second? You know, I've been going over some things, and I just wanted to see if you were interested. That's how you came and talked to him, nice and peaceable. But keep going.
But all was deceit.
But all was what?
Deceit.
All was deceit. You got to be real careful of this devil that you're dealing with. He talked nice and smooth. Like I said, he goes with a great multitude. It might have been more than 100. You understand? A great multitude of men to go collect some money, to go collect tribute. So it could have been way more than 100. But he talked to him so nice, but all was deceit. What's that precept? To where the words of his mouth is smoother than butter,
Right.
but war is in his heart. This cat ain't about nothing but war. Keep going.
For when they had given him credence,
And they gave him credence. What's credence? Who knows what credence is? When they had given him credence. Credence. When they gave him credence. Nobody know? Nobody looked it up? Come on with it.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Belief or acceptance.
Absolutely. They believed what this guy was saying. Even though it was all deceit. Came talking so peaceful. They just couldn't help it. They said, man, he gotta be, he gotta be all right. This cat gotta be all right. He's speaking peaceable. He ain't say nothing wrong. He don't sound like he trying to do nothing to us. But all was deceit. And they gave him credence. They accepted what he was saying. Keep going.
He fell suddenly upon the city.
He did what?
Fell suddenly upon the
He
city.
fell suddenly upon the city. What do you think he went with the great multitude for? You understand? Just to say hi, hello. You like Mr. Rogers when you came to the neighborhood? Hi, neighbor. Won't you be my neighbor? You understand? With a whole great multitude. And he fell suddenly on the city. Keep going.
And smote it very sore,
Mm-hmm.
and destroyed much people of Israel.
Man, turned around and murdered a lot of our people. Keep going.
And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire,
Mm-hmm.
and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the women and children took they captive, and possessed the cattle.
Mm-hmm.
They builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall, and with mighty towers, and made a stronghold for them.
Mm-hmm. So who made a stronghold for who? Who made a stronghold for who? They built this wall and made a stronghold for who?
Salaki,
Go ahead.
for the heathen.
For the heathens, absolutely. This is for the heathens. And then keep reading.
And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men,
Mm-hmm.
and fortified themselves therein.
Okay, so then they put wicked men to control it. You understand? That's what they did. Keep going.
They stored it also with armor and victuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there. And so they became a sore snare.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel.
Okay, so that's what they did. They was lying in wait. You understand? Against the sanctuary, against our people. Keep going. And if you notice today, that's what he always does, right? When you're driving your car, he's sitting somewhere watching you so he can run and stop you and then run your plates, jump behind you. I don't even know how they do it. How do they drive and type on that goddamn thing at the same time? I done seen them. I done seen them behind me. Turn around and jump behind me quick and be driving, steering just as straight as hell. And typing away and run them plates and then boom. You know what I'm saying? They see mine straight, so they leave me alone. Thank the Most High. Go ahead, Yajina.
I guess both hands on the wheel don't apply to them.
It don't. It don't. Lying don't even apply to them. They can lie to solve a crime. They can do that. That's legal for them. They can turn around and go in there. You know, you see it on First 48 all the time, don't you? Don't y'all watch that? When they say, hey, okay, man, your buddy just told us everything. Come on, man. Come on, Antoine. Dante just told me everything. And he lying like, yeah. Dante told him nothing. And then Antoine, all right, I'll tell you everything. Because he thinking that he told on him. And that's what they do. Divide and conquer. And guess what? If black men stop being criminals, we only got to go through that. They can divide us up all they want, and we got the same story. Nope, that's not mine. It don't belong to me. I didn't do it. I was not there. And the stories would match. And then they would have to let us go free because we haven't committed any crime. Makes perfectly good sense. But when you got two criminals that's desperate to go home, they'll make deals with the heathens and then turn around and be looking stupid on them shows, don't they?
Okay.
Man, be looking so stupid, so weak. Like, it's much more masculine just to not be a criminal. That's masculine. That's masculine, man. To not be a criminal. You can be as solid and as strong as you can be. You ain't got to be weak. Sin makes you weak. Being a criminal makes you weak. Keep reading.
Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it, insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them.
So guess what? Our people started fleeing. They turned around and was like, look, man, I'm not finna stay here for this. They packed up and they burnt out. Keep going.
Whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her.
So who is this talking about? To where they left her. Keep going.
Like, is it Israel?
Israel, absolutely. It became strange. This was now a strange place. Why? Because we got white, and that should tell you the story right there. That we was not just mixed with white people, just loving to be around them and just could not be without them. You understand? We had some wicked people that chose to be, but as a whole, we didn't get down with them. We didn't get down with the other nations. They stayed over there. We stayed over here. They stayed in their land. We stayed in ours. Makes perfect sense to me. Keep going.
The sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach, her honor into contempt.
Good night. So you see what was going on now. We once had it going on and was an honorable people. But then because of the heathens coming in, because of our people deciding on siding with them, then now look at us. Keep going.
As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Now here they go again, trying to bring all people together. Right? Everybody's going to be and do, and there's going to be one person controlling it. And that was Epiphanes, Antiochus. We're going to be one people. Keep going.
And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
So everybody, this is what you're going to do. Instead of you having laws, the Chinese, the Japanese, Israel, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and all of these people, now we're just going to be one people, and we're going to all keep these one set of laws. Keep going.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Many of the Israelites consented to that mess. Same way we didn't consent to Christianity. And look at us now. Look at us now. Look at all the children that get molested in black homes because of Christianity. Look at all the women that are whores in the black household because of Christianity. Look at all the men that's in prison and on drugs and either dead in the ground because of Christianity. When we follow anything other than what our God gave us to follow, this is what we become. We turn around and follow what they do, and then this is what becomes of us. We become slaves. We become whores, whoremongers. We become sissies and lesbos. We become criminals, thieves, boosters, damn not stimulus checks. What's some other thing? PPP loan, damn predators. Boy, he had some people that was out there getting them for millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars on a goddamn PPP loan, trying to scam the government and got their ass locked up. Keep going.
Sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath.
They didn't sacrifice to idols. We just accepted their religions. And now look at us. Keep going. $44.
Verse 44. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
Okay, so this is what they're saying that our people should do. We should follow those strange laws of the land, the ones that Antiochus had set out for us to follow. Keep going.
And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
So this was part of their law, saying like, nah, you don't keep your laws. You're gonna profane your temple. You ain't gonna sacrifice them. You're not gonna do the holy things that you normally do. Now you're gonna do as how we do, how King Antiochus and his people get down. That's what you're gonna do. Keep going.
And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
Mm-hmm.
Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh
Mm-hmm.
and unclean beasts.
The unclean beast, and that swine flesh. He didn't just stop there, because remember we went over the story of the 7 brothers and the 1 mother in the Maccabees as well, right? And this same king was trying to force them to eat pork against the law. He didn't stop. You understand? Keep going.
That they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
Mm-hmm. So they turn around and say, look, don't circumcise your kids no more on that 8th day. No, don't even worry about doing that. You're going to do that no more. Now what you're going to do, you're going to leave them uncircumcised. You understand? And guess what? You ain't going to teach them nothing but these laws to where they can turn around and be abominable. Right? You can be an abomination unto the Most High God. Keep going.
To the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances.
So that's the whole point. Like if we're not passing down our laws, guess what? People forget about them. Just like look at how long it was before Israel, before blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians knew to keep the Most High laws. Look at how long it was. Wasn't until 1969 to where our people got the truth again, to where they got the laws back. So now we know we're supposed to be keeping all of God's laws. But that's the point. You turn around and you teach children in each generation to, eat pork, be gay, steal if you need to steal, if you ain't got the money, sell that dope and go, he don't pay you, then go kill him. You pass that stuff down, they forget all about the Most High laws. Forget all about it. We didn't even know we're supposed to keep the law. Reading the Bible, they got the laws in it every damn Sunday. Got the book in your hand every Sunday and didn't know you're supposed to be keeping and doing everything inside of the book. Keep going.
And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
So this is how the white man forced you into every position that you're in right now. It wasn't because, you were just so evil of a person. Our people, you either, what's up on that movie? You said you either gonna get down or you gonna lay down. One or the other. You're gonna do what I say or you're gonna die. And guess what? It was some, well, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm about to give it up. Keep going. Well, I say it anyway. It's like if some of us that went for it, that was so scared, they said, I don't want to die. And they did it. Whatever they said, do. But it was some. It was Isupk. I'm just saying that them men is like us. I ain't saying that that's the eyes. They're gonna look. The fake Israelites gonna say, man, he said the Isupk is the Maccabees. They'll be saying that next. But I'm just saying, those men are like us. We ain't gonna do it. You understand? I'm not leaving these laws. So it was some, that was in the Christian church with a tambourine, and then you got the Isupk, you got the Maccabees. Go ahead, keep reading.
In the self-same manner wrote he to his whole kingdom, and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city.
Keep going.
Then many other people were gathered unto them, to wit, everyone that forsook the law. And so they committed evils in the land.
So guess what? Our people started running and running. They man, started committing evils in the land. They let loose and was doing whatever they wanted to do. Pretty much the same way they doing whatever they want to do now today. Keep reading.
And drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee for succor.
Okay, what is succor? Succor. What is succor? If you don't know, look it up.
So like
Go ahead.
assistance,
Who?
assistance.
Absolutely. Help. They fled and went wherever they could find help at. Assistance. Absolutely. Keep going.
Come. Now the 15th day of the month, Caslu, is the 145th year. They set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar,
Mm-hmm.
and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side, and burnt incenses at the doors of their houses and in the streets. When they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire.
Okay. They turned around, took the scriptures, right? And turned around and broke them up, tore them into pieces, and set them on fire. Keep going.
And whosoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should be put him to death.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities. Now the 25th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of God.
Mm-hmm.
At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised.
So our sisters that was trying to keep the law still, they turned around and murdered them, killed them. Keep going.
And they hanged the infants about their necks, and rifled their houses,
Mm-hmm.
and slew them that had circumcised them.
So they turned around and they killed the kids too. Hanging the kids by their neck. Keep going. This is what the white man did. Now, how could you forgive them people for doing that? I don't give a damn how long ago this was. I would never forgive them for the crimes that they've committed. Why? Because guess what? They've never been brought to justice. Never. They have not been brought to justice and paid for their crimes. Not because of the color of their skin. Who cares what they look like? Who cares what Britney Spears actually looked like? She's ugly. Who cares? But the crimes that her forefathers have committed against ours are unspeakable. And guess what? They're also unforgivable. I just couldn't forgive them for murdering innocent men, women, and children. Who would do that? No other nation would do that. No other nation has done that. But us, we do it. We do it every Sunday, every holiday. We just did it on Thanksgiving. The 77 million Native Indians, we forgot all about it to make turkey and dressing and to give thanks to what you thought you was giving thanks to God on this day, which you were not. Keep going.
Howbeit, many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing.
So some of us were still saying, you know what, man, I'm not finna eat no pork, not finna eat no shrimp, not finna eat no crab legs. They said, damn that. Keep going.
Wherefore they chose rather to die.
They chose what?
Rather to die.
Keep going.
That they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died.
Guess what? Those people that did that, they died. And what does the white man give you in the military when you die? Don't you get like a not a purple heart? What is that? I forgot what they call it when you die, whatever it is. But they died. Huh? What is? Oh, that's
So
go ahead.
I mean, I know they give them their flag.
Yeah, they give them a flag, but it's something that they call. They say I guess these people died an honorable death. I can't think of what it is in the military.
It's just an honorable mention. It's just an
Honorable mention. That's it. Okay. Well, there it is.
Salaki and the 21 gun salute.
And a gun salute, yep, and a flag, yep. You're right. They gave my grandfather that when he died. You know what I'm saying? He turned around and served in the white man's military, and they sent somebody, and they put the flag on us. Oh my God, he ain't died for this country. You understand? He died for no damn reason. You understand? He died a sinner trying to serve this country. Keep going.
And there was very great wrath upon Israel.
Okay, so guess what? The people that said, man, I'm not finna eat no bacon with these eggs, not today, baby, turkey bacon, and they killed them. They died. They came in your house, caught you making some macaroni and cheese without some pork chops. You died. Keep going. And it's like this is why our people eat those things today. Because they got killed if they didn't do it. They was so scared that they turned around and said, "I'd rather eat a pork chop than just die. You'll come back." They were so interested in living than dying. Keep going.
In those days rose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Jorib, from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modin. And he had 5 sons: Johanan, called Caddis, Simon, called Thasai, Judas, who was called Maccabeus, Eleazar, called Avaran, and Jonathan, whose surname was Apphus. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, "Woe is me! Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers."
So he like, "Woe is me!" Like destruction to me. For where I'm, this is what I live for. To see this type of stuff happen to my people. That's what he's saying. And to the holy city, and then to turn around and the sanctuary into the hand of these strangers. Like, you gotta be kidding me. They said they put the idol altar on top of the altar of the Most High. They ain't even like just move it to show you understand. They was just completely disrespecting us, our culture, and our God, and every damn thing. And what make you think white people really care about God today? Because of Joel Osteen? Because of what's it, Tammy Faye Baker? What's the other? Because of Joyce Myers? You think they really love the Lord, don't you? They're nothing but scam artists. They're con or they're crooks. They're liars. The scripture says the only priest is Israelites. Other nations of people can't even be priests. They can be a priest of whatever they do, but not of our people. So you already know that that's not of our people no way. That's of the heathens. Keep going.
Her temple is become as a man without glory.
Mm-hmm.
Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
And this ain't a metaphor. This is literal right here. Our children being murdered by these devils. These are things that actually happen. Our young men dying with them swords. Even though the women that circumcised them babies ended up dying also. Keep going.
What nation have not had a part in her kingdom?
Let's read that again.
What nation have not had a part in her kingdom
Mm-hmm.
and gotten of her spoils?
Okay, what nation has not gotten over on us? That's heavy right there. That's heavy right there. Which nation has done us right? All of them has done us wrong. Keep going. Especially the so-called white man.
All right.
Keep going.
All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman she has become a bond slave.
Mm-hmm.
And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory, is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it.
Okay, so guess what? We used to look good and had it going on and all of that. Now look at us now. Look at us now. Same way today. Same way today. Look at us now. They look at us now with nothing but crackheads, whore strippers, you understand, drug dealers. Our glory, man. We just we just so beat down as a people. All because we choose to follow the other nations. Keep going.
To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer?
Mm-hmm.
It matter,
So what he's saying, like, man, how long we gonna live like this? Keep going.
then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore.
Okay, you used to see on older movies. Yeah, you might see on some. I think Rambo did it, right? He got real mad on Rambo. That's about the closest one I could think of. And he tore his shirt off. You know what I'm saying? And went to firing that pistol, that AK-47. Or no, he didn't have a Gatling gun. One of them. He just turned around and just no. But he rent his clothes, tore his shirt off first. You understand? That's what they did. They tore their clothes, right? That was common back then. When people were mourning, someone like somebody would die, they would rent their clothes and put on sackcloth. It'd be just like your mourning clothes, like your funeral clothes, like clothes you'll wear to a funeral. Always dark. You understand? It's always just all black. Well, here lately they trying to get hip and doing different colors. You know, somebody like purple, they all wear purple. Even the men, they like pink. I've seen even the men. It's ridiculous. You understand? They turned the funeral into an all white event. You know, they doing a lot of things trying to be hip now, but that's how they did it back then. They rent their clothes and put on sackcloth, their mourning clothes, they funeral clothes, right? They sad clothes. Keep going.
In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city of Modin to make them sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together.
Mm-hmm.
Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise,
Keep going.
Thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren.
So he was like, man, I know you the man. I could see, I could tell. You're a ruler. You got sons and brothers. I see you got a few people backing you. Keep going.
Now therefore come thou first, and fulfill the king's commandment.
He said, but even though you all that, you come do this first. So guess what? So if they see the ruler do it, then the other people would follow. They'll say, like, that damn, he didn't whoop Debo. He done made Debo give in. You know what? I guess we better do it too. Keep going.
like as all the heathen have done. Yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends.
Okay, so if you do this, man, look, I'll put you on the list. You'll be one of the king's friends. You'll be one of the people that we don't kill. Keep going.
And thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice. Though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant, Salakia. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
You see what he said? He said, look at here, man. Let me tell you something. We are going to obey our God. That's what we're going to do. You understand? Even though the king got y'all doing all kinds of things, leaving the religion of their fathers and doing whatever. Doing whatever. You understand? Well, us, we're gonna keep the covenant of our fathers. And who was our fathers? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's what they're talking about. We're gonna keep that same covenant of our fathers. Keep going.
God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances.
He said, nah. Meaning, hell no, we ain't gonna do that. God forbid that we forget his laws and his ordinances. Like, what am I scared of? To die? Like, that's why you gonna kill me if I don't? So now I'm supposed to be scared? Nah, not even. Not these, man. Skip to let's go ahead and wrap this up real quick. I'm gonna go to chapter 3. And start at verse 17.
Chapter 3, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Who, when they saw the host coming to meet them, said unto Judas, how shall we be able, being so few, to fight against so great a multitude and so strong, seeing we are ready to faint with fasting all this day?
Okay, so they've been fasting and they see all these men coming. They like, damn, we ain't had nothing to eat, nothing to drink. We about to faint. How we gonna turn around and fight these men? Keep going.
Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few.
He said what?
It is no matter. It is no hard matter, Salakia,
Keep going.
for many to be shut up in the hands of a few.
Keep going.
And with the God of heaven.
With who?
The God of heaven.
With who?
The God of heaven.
AK-47?
The God of heaven.
With a sword?
The God of heaven.
With a damn atomic bomb?
The God of heaven.
With the God of heaven. Keep going.
It is all one. To deliver with a great multitude or a small company.
Man, you got the Most High with you. It's all the same. He can do it with a lot of men, or he can do it with a small company, meaning few. That's what they said. He's like, man, it's so few of us, and we've been fasting, and we about to faint, but we ain't had nothing to eat. And no sooner we start fighting, damn, there goes our energy. You understand? So he said, man, look at her. And with God of heaven, it's all the same. It's all one. To be delivered with a great multitude or with a small company, with a lot of people or a few people. Keep going.
For the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of an host, but strength cometh from heaven.
Now look, this man was on point. He let brothers know that, man, look, I mean, yeah, your strength, yeah, you need that, right? You need your courage and all of that. But what's important, strength coming from heaven. You understand? You ain't got the Lord with you, man. You ain't got nothing. Keep going.
and come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us
Mm-hmm.
and our wives
Mhm.
and children, and to spoil us.
Mm-hmm.
But we fight for our lives and our laws.
We do what?
We fight for our lives and our laws.
Man, we fight for our lives and our laws. You understand? Keep going.
Wherefore the Lord himself will overthrow them before your face.
Keep going.
And as for you, be not afraid of them.
Keep going. Don't be afraid of the Lord to overthrow your enemies before your face. Keep going.
No, as soon as he had left off speaking, he leapt suddenly upon them. And so Saran and his host was overthrown before him.
Okay, so he turned around and the enemies was overthrown before them. Keep going.
And they pursued them from the going down of Beth Horon unto the plain, where were slain about 800 men of them,
Mm-hmm.
and the residue fled into the land of the Philistines.
Okay, so they handle their business on these guys here. Keep going.
Then began the fear of Judas and his brethren,
Mm-hmm.
and they seen great dread to fall upon the nations round about them, insomuch as his fame came unto the king, and all nations talked of the battle of Judas.
Okay, stop right there. Now we get to the point of where this is what happened. You understand with the Maccabees. All right. They turned around and they ended up, these men and his son, this man and his sons, right? The Maccabees said, you know what, we're not going to turn around and disobey our God. And we ended up warring against our enemies and we won. You understand? Now think about what we could do today if we did the same thing. If we did the same damn thing. And I don't mean necessarily picking up no guns and no knives and all of that to go fight the white man. That's not what I'm saying. But just think if we served our God, we served our power today, and how the Lord would overthrow our enemies right before our face. And with that, Shalom Israel.